Hi, can you introduce yourself for us?
My name is Ayo. I was born in Lagos, Nigeria, but I've lived in the UK for the majority of my life. My creative expression is through photography and music.
How did you get into photography?
I would say it started out by seeking God, trying to find purpose. I just got to the point in my life where I wasn't really sure why I was doing the things I was doing, and I always knew that there was more. So I really prayed to God, and initially I kind of brought the wrong thing to Him because I was just trying to do something that I thought was good. But after praying to God and kind of seeing that failure, when I saw that thing and didn't get it, I asked God what He really wanted, and I also asked for His grace, and He should provide the thing. And just by the way He worked it out, God blessed me with a camera, and it was really crazy the way to actually get it. And my testimony is that it wasn't by my effort, but it was by the direction and the guidance of God. And then that really made it serious for me, that I knew that okay, this is what God wants me to do, and He just confirmed that for me.
How did you go about developing your creative skills?
Obviously I started with my own personal research and trying to see all the things that I could learn by myself. But I knew with something like photography, you really need to get out there and do it. I had the opportunity in my church. One of the leaders in the media department knew his way around cameras, and he offered to take me under his wing. And he really taught me a lot of what I know today. And even from there, I got recommended by a friend to work for this lady with a photography agency, and she gave me a bunch of assignments and a bunch of projects to work on, and I found that that really helped my growth skyrocket. And honestly, without those two great influences in my life, I don't think I've reached the point where I am today just by trying to learn all I can by myself.
How has your faith influenced or guided your creative journey?
Since even from the start, this creative journey was defined by God. It's not something that can really be measured because I don't know anything else. I knew from the start that it was God that put me on this path, and it's been God that's been sustaining me. And the times that I'm not growing or not progressing is because I'm getting complacent, and I know it's a direct result of how much I put into it that God reveals and God releases onto me.
Are there specific spiritual practices or disciplines that you find enhance your creativity?
I would say in terms of the photography, definitely just experiencing the world and experiencing the incredible things that God has created, and also human beings, and our interactions with one another, and just appreciating that and trying to find God in that. That's what's really helped me get more creative, because I try to seek the beauty in things and try to capture that. And in terms of my music, it's really just meditation and thinking on God and thinking of His precepts and His teachings and how that relates to me. I find out when I do write music or I want to perform, it's really thinking about my experiences and how I tied it to God, or how I sought God through that, and what God revealed to me, and how He either wants me to minister to other people through that, or I'm just telling the story of how He's blessed me, just sharing that with others.
How do you balance your creative pursuits with your faith and personal life?
I'd say it's really difficult, but I find that what helps me is by really trying to schedule and plan, and really being intentional when I am trying to be creative. We all have things that go on in our lives, things that take time, things that are necessities, and sometimes you also just get distracted. But it's really about being intentional about the things that you know matter, and just pushing yourself to make sure that those things get done, and you put the amount of hours you need to put into that, or you're intentional where you need to be intentional, so you can produce results that are purposeful and are beneficial to others as well.
How do you navigate creating work that aligns with your faith while still appealing to a diverse audience?
I would say in terms of photography, it's quite easy for me. I do have boundaries that I wouldn't cross, and then the types of work I'll do or the type of images I'll capture, because I am trying to always I am always trying to exemplify Christ in all that I do. I feel since art in terms of photography is so personal to the creator, the people who are witnessing the art get to see what's on the mind of the creator. And as long as I'm always thinking about God, and God's always the source of that, that's what I'm always going to be pushing. So it's never really going to be contrary to that, unless I decide to step out of that, which I don't plan to do in the near future. So. And in terms of music, I would say that the music I create, or the music I write, is very much God-centered. It's very much centered on how my experiences in my life and how I reconcile that with God. And the conversations and dialogue I have with God, and the lessons that I learned from the Bible, it's all very much centered on that, and that is what the vast majority of my music is about.
What are your aspirations or visions for the future of your creative endeavours?
What I'm currently working on is just trying to expand my audience, trying to get out there more and trying to get people to see more of my work and trying to really interact with more people, because my art is very people-centered. It's how I relate with people and catching how people relate with each other. Or in my music, it's very much ministering to people. So I do know that I need to be intentional about growing, and I do have plans in the works, and you can expect to see some things in the next couple of months.